Hola estudiantes de español, bienvenidas y bienvenidos. We're going to be reviewing a little bit of Contraseña, which is the platform that we're going to use for this class. Contraseña belongs to lingual learning, and it's going to help you develop your communicative and cultural competence in Spanish. And this class is going to be following also the flipped model, which means that you're going to prepare the content at home, and we're going to use class time to practice what you've learned. This course is also project-based. That means that you're going to be completing projects in order to learn. And the learning objectives are going to be achieved through the steps of the end of unit project. And the project is going to be the space where you're going to show what you can do with the Spanish you've learned. In each unit, you're going to find these sections. Estrategia for comprensión, texto, vocabulario, gramática, exploración cultural, and then estrategia for producción and proyecto. So, in this class, you're going to have 6 units. We're going to be working through 6 units of Contraseña. And if you have Serigo assigned, the advice is that you complete it early before working in Contraseña. So in this class, you're going to have homework and you're going to have projects. And these are 2 separate categories in the gradebook and carry over 2 separate grades in Canvas. So homework activities might be estrategia, which is learning about a strategy that will help you understand and work with unit texts, like written or video, or produce your own writing or video as part of your project. Then you have another step, which will be preparar, which is preparing your vocabulary, grammar, and cultural activities. Then you also have aplicar, which are activities designed to move from input to output. That means that you're going to absorb the language, but also produce something using the language, and the cultural information as well. Let's take a look at the platform. This is what you should see as a student. You can see some data on your course project, the gradebook, etc. And more importantly, the calendar. Here is where you'll find the activities, and the days marked in red is when you have due dates. So for this class, you have due dates on Tuesdays, Thursdays, and Sundays. At the beginning, you'll have during Monday as well, because you have some information that you need to learn before starting using the platform for the language. So if you happen to see any date in green, it means that you have an activity, but the due date is open. And if it's in gray, it means it's obviously closed. So you can see the activities. And at the bottom of the calendar, you can find a summary of the activities that you need to complete and the dates. So getting started is going to be the section that is going to help you learn how to use lingual learning and how to complete the homework and the projects. So let's go to the 17th and see what we have in there. So let's say Unit 13 and the activities that we're going to have in this unit. So as you can see at the top of the activity, you have what is going to be the goal for this activity. So broaching questions of identity and immigration and create your own ending to Finita's story. So Finita, it's an authentic text and it talks about immigration, which is a relevant topic, and we're going to be working with it through the different sections. And you will have an introduction, then estrategia de comprensión, a text, which is the actual text that we were talking about, the vocabulary, the grammar, exploración cultural, escribir, y proyecto. So, now let's see what's the estrategia de comprensión. So as I said, estrategias is to suggest a strategy that will help you understand and work with unique texts or produce your own writing or video as part of your project. In this case, the strategy that they are suggesting is los adverbios como pistas en la comprensión. This means whenever you see an adverb, we're going to be talking about this, or most likely, see? So, you have what is an adverb, what kind of adverbs we have, and how they're used in the text. And you have some interactive examples. Then you will have the activity of texto, which is the actual content, and you have introducción, preparar. You have to click start to begin the activity, and you have different steps to complete the activities. Then you have the adaptación, which is the graphic novel. You can see the different images, and then aplicar. Then you're going to do something with what you read and what you prepared. We have a quiz, and then you can submit using this. Let's click on here, 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 and then if you click on next, it will show you the next activity, etc., etc. So if you want to just look at the activity, you click on full screen. So then we can continue to vocabulary, grammar, exploración, etc., etc., proyecto. So let's look at the proyecto. You have again preparar, publicar, comentar, reflexionar. And all of the steps are going to be completed in the same way. You click start, etc., etc. So in this section, you will submit your notes for what you plan to write or talk about in your project. And you have to be sure to plan only what you know how to say in Spanish, because it needs to be your own work. And then you will have, well, let's see here the example. So you will have step 1, review in the additional materials. You can find it here at the bottom. You click here and you can go back and see the content. Then Paso 2, brainstorm about Finita's immigration experience with these guiding questions. So you're going to write and then choose at least 8 images and to illustrate your story in the next section. And then you have publicar. So in the publicar section, you will submit your project. You're going to create your profile. You're going to read the steps. And then when you know the instructions, then you're going to demonstrate your abilities, creating a work sample using the guidelines above. And you will choose, depending on the instruction, a text, a video, an audio, etc. Then you have comentar. In this section, you will comment on several of your peers' projects as assigned, and then you will be able to do this only if you submitted your project. Then you have reflexionar, which is a follow-up set of questions about the project that will help you reflect about the achievement of the learning objectives. So that's what we will be working with in this class. This was just an example of any unit, and that will be different depending on the class you're taking. But remember that you have all the content available. You can always go back and check the grammar in previous units in case you have forgotten anything. And well, I hope this was useful, and good luck in the class. Buena suerte.